Back on speed, Trans Am action at San Jose. One contender looks like he's done for the day, Chris McClure.
Mike Davis is slowly taking off his gloves now after unstrapping. He came quietly into the pits a moment ago. They took the rear housing off to see what was wrong. It was a rear suspension failure, and it has retired him for the day. Of course, he's the teammate to Boris Said, and you have to always ask yourself, is this something that might be contagious within the team?
Well, we shall see. Boris is strong. Meantime, race leader Joey Scarallo in trouble. Scarallo got forced offline at one of the corners. Believe it was down at turn 3 at the hairpin. And Greg Pickett, who won at Edmonton, has taken over the lead. Boris Said is now second. Klaus Graf and Randy Ruhlman, the rest of the top 4, will hopefully get another look at what happened to Scarallo as they went into the hairpin. Heavy action. Here it is. And Scarallo in the red car.
This is down to turn 3. It's a hairpin. So watch Greg Pickett. He's going to come down the inside to the hairpin. Scarallo turns in, realizes he can't make it. He's got to turn back out. And look at this little contact right there. Now, Joey Scarallo, watch the outside line here. Scarallo does actually not have enough room to make the corner. And he just whacks the wall on the outside. And then Boris Said, top of the picture, gets into a drag race with Greg Pickett, who just managed to hold him off. Here they come again.
Down into the hairpin one more time, working 9 laps today. That's Klaus Graf in the Jaguar. He's up to 3rd. Ruhlman is 4th now. Tommy Dreese is 5th. The white Jag, the 5, the 4 brothers car. He's almost a short straightaway behind. Leaders again in heavy traffic. They're behind the 08 of Monica Coleman there. And Boris Said, Derek, you and I have watched him for many years. One of our favorite guys. He's being a lot more patient than he was at Long Beach to start the season.
And that is not a trademark of Boris Said. And you see him jump over the railway tracks. This is the trolley cars that run through the city here. But here comes Boris Said. In the brake zone, he's down inside him.
Boris takes over the top spot from Pickett.
But you mentioned patience, not his trademark. And he said even in the interview, win or crash is his normal style. Rough up the suspects if necessary. And you see him just made a spectacular move down the inside. But this is our early leader, Joey Scarallo, who did so well. And Edmonton led a long time. But Rick, this does not look promising. That is the side that we believe he touched the wall with. It didn't look like a big whack.
Well, Chris McClure is down there. Chris, what do you see?
Well, you see very little damage to the bodywork around the front, a little nick on the left front, but they're concerned about the suspension bits that might be bent underneath. That's what they're inspecting right now, and now the wrenches do come out. They've left the fire in the kitchen, and the engine is still running. Now they've shut it down, so it may be more serious than even they had suspected. We'll be back to you when we find out what's up.
And there's a little nick right there. That's all it is. I mean, that's only a superficial bodywork damage. So,
nice leader Randy Ruhlman puts the PLP, the preformed line product Chevrolet, into the tires.
I think that's turn 6 again.
That has been a bugaboo for many of these drivers all weekend long, not just in Trans Am. Riding here with Tommy Dreese, he's gotten by his teammate Klaus Graf.
I mean, mentioned earlier that Klaus Graf in that Rocket Sports Run Jaguar, these are both in fact Rocket Sports Run cars, that Graf has not had the reliability you need to make a run for a championship. And again, you see his teammate Tommy Dreese run by him and leave him behind. As you see, he's backing off now because, Graf, he's in the pits.
Graf with a problem, evidently. Dreese moved by to take over 3rd. Full course caution.
Puncture.
Take a look and we'll see what happened to Klaus Graf a few moments ago. Boris Said they're moving by. There's Pickett. Graf was 3rd. This on the front straightaway just at the exit to pit road. He was run out of room by one of the GTA cars. Tim Spurgeon there in the 96 of that Pontiac Grand Prix. Now here's what happened to Randy Ruhlman moments ago. This was turn 6. Locked up the brakes, Derek Daly.
Yeah, and there's the tires that were moved aside when Paul Fix hit it earlier on, and Randy just buries himself. It wasn't because the tires were a little bit too far out. Randy Ruhlman was offline. But boy, Klaus Graf to get whacked, and that's what we mentioned earlier. Traffic will be a problem. When he got whacked going by the start-finish line here, it obviously tore the right rear tire, and that's what forced him to make that pit stop.
Now Graf did not lose a lap, Jan Beekes. He's back on the racetrack.
And you can see the kind of damage that happens if you, what appears on the screen as a slight brush, you can see it made heavy damage to the wheel, and there's no way that is going to stay inflated. So that is why, amazingly, he was able to get it all the way around, thankfully a short racetrack, and get a new wheel and tire.
Wow, and that was at about 120 miles an hour as he just flew by in top gear right outside our announce booth here, went through the S's over the trolley tracks to make that type of contact at that speed. He's lucky that he didn't destroy that car.
Randy Ruhlman, meantime, has refired the 49, the preformed line product Chevrolet. He's gotten it out of the tires as we have another look at what happened to Klaus Graf.
Now Graf is following. Here are the leaders. Pickett, Graf thinks he's clear, but obviously when he pulls back onto line, he gets whacked, and that is above 120 miles an hour. Wow.
Now, because and one of the GTI cars, that may well be Spurgeon, into the tires and with the hood blown up over the roof. You can't see, you can't drive. That is Tim Spurgeon, who was involved in that incident with Klaus Graf. Derek, you could see on that shot with Graf, first of all, there couldn't be a spotter in that location, most likely, to help Spurgeon. Second, with the exit to pit road there, Graf just ran out of room.
Right, yeah, that is a racing accident. Too many cars going too fast on a tiny, small piece of room. That is what happens in street racing.
11 laps. 11 laps complete through the streets of San Jose. First full course caution of the afternoon. Morris Said is the leader. We'll be back.